So hello everyone, testing the audio, bear with. So hello everyone. Lovely jubbly, right. Hello guys, welcome to round 14 of Gprl Season 4. Thank you for joining us today, much appreciated. One thing that I do have to clear up before we start, Barbecue Rips, is Felix. It's Yannick's account that, well, one of Yannick's accounts that he's lended to Felix to allow him to compete basically today, because Felix, his PSN ran out and he wasn't going to be able to renew it. But yeah, Yannick stepped in, very helpful. So yeah, good job there from Yannick. But yes, today we are here for the penultimate round. Moraine can snatch the title today, and I will just I do have the stats up. If you just give me a moment, but just look through the standings so far. It's Felix on top, very well commanding lead, you'd say. If I just get the gaps up, do bear with me for just a moment. But yeah, get up to the leader, so about half seconds back to Esteban, who's looking quite strong and carrying on his momentum from China. Then it's Giano, who is just a couple of hundredths off Esteban, but retired and had a very similar crash to what he did last season when he was leading the race, so hopefully he won't repeat that in the race. Down in P4 was the race winner from Austria, Damien, just over a second off. He'll be hoping to improve on that, and it's Yannick, who's quite close behind. Wasn't expecting much from this Grand Prix, so I think if he finishes fifth, if he finishes fifth, I think he'll be quite happy with that. Moraine only P6, and he needs a good result today. Ugait's up in a good P7, so at the minute it's looking good for the Toro Rosso team. Karim only P8, which isn't great for his standards so far this season, but I don't think he'll complain. Harrison again stepping in as a reserve for the Force Indy team. Kevin for the Williams. Amar, last race's pole sitter, only P11, and then it's Enrico making his debut this season in the Force India. So two drivers have Force India, and you'd hope they get some good points in today. So yeah, that's what we have so far. Ugait's has just gone P3, so I think that does show that the track is drying. So if you're cutting the middle chicane there. So yeah, the track's definitely drying, or it's just getting a bit more rubbered in, and the drivers are starting to have a bit more confidence. But welcome everyone to the stream if you're just joining us. I'm just going to get the stats up now for what happens in terms of the championship. So, I'm sure I have it somewhere. I'm ridiculously unprepared. I apologise. I think I sent it. By the way, Ryan, he's on his way home, so he should join us before the race, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't leave me today. But if he does, I understand. But yeah, I can't actually find. I believe I will find it. Just give me a moment. So yeah, Felix basically needs to outscore Moraine. I think Felix needs to outscore Moraine by 2 points today. So that means if Moraine wins, or he gets second place in the fastest lap, Felix can't win the championship. So these two teammates, they get on. They definitely get on. And they will be speaking in a party together at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see what they're saying, because if we have a double point finale, so if it's anything under 44 points, Felix is in mathematical possibility to win the championship. And yeah, Moraine just seemingly not having the pace in wet conditions. You see, currently down in P8. Ryan, hello.
Hello. Sorry
Welcome.
for the delay.
Don't you worry.
I thought we were going to be back earlier, but we got held up a little bit, so
yeah. So to say the least, so 51 minutes ago, to be precise, not 56 minutes ago actually, Ryan texted me to say that he'll be home in 15 minutes. So that went well, Ryan.
Yeah, I did get held up a little bit. I'm seeing a lot of new names. You might have to update me on that because I haven't been looking at the
Yes.
group chat either. So
Okay. So Barbecue Rips, it's Yannick's second account, which he's lent to Felix, because Felix doesn't have his He Goes Fastest a second quicker now. But yeah, Felix's PSN ran out, so Yannick's given him that account, which is one of Yannick's spare accounts. Yeah. Another new name, Enrico, who has been in a reserve for a lot of the season. He is making his debut today, and he's struggling. Other than that, I think that's everyone. Yeah. So just two name changes, but yeah, nothing massive. I'm just running through the championship. So Moraine can win the championship today. So what he needs for the championship is a win or P2 and the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Obviously, fast lap of the Grand Prix. Giving the driver one extra point, as you can see Felix speeding through the middle chicane there. But currently, Ryan, it's been a wet quali session all through. It's looking very strong for the Toro Rossos. They're seeming to be I don't want to throw you in the deep end here, but it looks like they're carrying the momentum forward from last race.
okay, that's good. I'm noticing Moraine's quite down the order. Something happened to him.
Yeah, I think Moraine's just struggled. I did touch up on that earlier. He seems to just struggle in wet conditions and only P8. Yeah, confirmation here that yeah, to win the championship today, Moraine needs P1 or P2 on the fast lap of the Grand Prix. And it's not looking great at the moment for Moraine, but I'm sure he'll pull something off in the race. If we look back to last year, he had an incredible start. And I'm not sure if he ended up winning the race or not. But yeah, Moraine's seemingly struggling. Jarno, by the way, Ryan, Jarno did the exact same thing he did when he was leading the race in Season 3 and crashed out. So he'll be hoping not to repeat that. And Ryan, just coming to you real quick, you raced on this track in Season 3. What are the challenges it presents to the driver?
Well, there's surprisingly quite a lot of factors. One thing is tire wear, which was a thing that obviously it can be a nightmare to handle around here. So I think if it was a dry track, you'd probably want to have qualified on the ultras rather than the hype. I believe are the hypers available on this track?
No, the ultra
Ultra
soft.
Supers?
I think it's ultra supers softs. I want to say.
Okay, so like qualifying on the middle tire could be probably the best strategy because tire wear is it's hard to handle, especially on a controller.
Yeah.
But it is a fun track to race around. I do enjoy racing out here because obviously at the start of the race last season I think I was up at P4 at one point, but I got a little bit of front wing damage and it kind of hindered my race from there. So I could have been on for a podium last season, but because I was looking at when I looked at the live stream, I was like, oh, he only caught the end of it, and I don't know if you just presumed that I like crashed out by myself. But I think I come into contact with one of the Haas cars, I think.
Right, okay.
It was Sean, I think.
Okay, so apologies for that, albeit too many months late. Apologies for that misconception, Ryan.
That's okay. I was gonna point it out earlier, but I'm like, no, it's fine. That was past. It was still a good result for the Toro Rosso though, because I think Marine last season.
Yeah, yeah, it was. But we're getting in the final laps of the session. Damien's gone up to P3, Yannick's gone up to P4. Yannick wasn't expecting much from this race, so I think P4 he'll be quite happy with. Moraine P5 at best, as he's on his in-lap now. So Amar, last week's pole sitter's just gone up to P8. Kevin, P9, can't improve on that. So we're currently looking at the two Force Indias, and Esteban, who looked strong last time out in China, as he got past Yannick, albeit having damage. Ugaitz improves on his lap, 8/10 behind Felix. Esteban, P3. So it's looking very good for Toro Rosso so far. Oh, Ryan is out the session. That's terrible. But that's the end of the session. I believe one of the Force Indias, I think that, yeah, Harrison, did get up to P10. So I'm just going to invite Ryan back real quick now. Do you not? How do I invite you back to the session? Can you join through the party?
Wait, hold on. I will try that. Join session. It just said the session no longer exists. Getting the usual problems I get for I did click spectate, so yeah, spectating.
Anyway, dominant pole from Felix, 8 tenths to the car behind. And Toro Rosso 2 and 3. I think they'll be quite satisfied with that. You guys with his best qualifying in Gprl. Then it's Damien looking strong ahead of Yannick, the lead Sauber. Then it's Moraine just P6. I think he's going to have quite a task on his hands to try and clinch the championship today, because Felix is looking strong and Moraine looked to be struggling. Anyway, Ryan, how are you?
No, I'm still not. I'm still in the main menu. No, I'm still in the lobby. I clicked spectate. Oh, here we go. It's working now.
Are you in?
I
Right,
might
okay.
miss the race start because I'm just joining.
You're probably coming on the
79
formation lap.
Yeah.
But I did actually ask earlier on Instagram, on the Gprl account, Gprl_official, that's Gprl in capitals _official. Do follow us if you don't already. But yeah, we did ask for some questions, and we do have a couple of answers. So shall we go through them? Shall we go through a couple of them now then, Ryan?
Yeah, we'll do it because we've got the formation lap and not much happens on
Yep.
the formation lap. So yeah, we'll start off.
So our first response comes in from it's me Ryan28.
Here we go.
He just wants to say good luck to everyone, but he is here, so
And I can
yeah.
say it in person.
You can say it in person. Just to point out, it is a dry track, and all drivers have a free choice of tyres. All drivers have opted for the super softs, other than Yano, who's opted for the softs. So everyone
Lots of people
looking,
being disqualified, right?
yeah, they're loving it. But yeah, everyone opting for the one stop, you'd say. That seems to be the best strategy option around here. Anyway, coming in from Formula 1R, I believe he is Phil, who used to race in this league. He goes, have Steve and Marcos left Gprl? No, they have not left Gprl. Both drivers have sort of gone on a bit of a break from the league. Steve returning in Season 5, and we do also expect Marcos to in the near future. But whether he joins back next season or in 10 seasons, we've said they're both always welcome. And we're not going to push them to come back. But that's not saying we don't not want them back. You guys come in saying he can't wait for much longer, so you guys clearly excited, and I think he's got more than one reason to be excited as P2. That's quite good qualifying from you guys, Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan?
it was a
Yep.
solid qualifying. Obviously, because of the rain, I wasn't sure how well he did at the beginning of the session, but I presume he kept it quite consistent throughout
Yeah,
the
he
session.
did. Yeah. And one final question we'll answer on this formation lap. We may come back to him in the middle of the race should we have a little lull. What do you think of Barbecue Rips and his talent? He's an incredible young driver that's come up through the ranks, and for those of you that are just joining us, go on.
I did see that in the chat, and I got confused for a second. I'm like, wait, what? Is there a new driver that I didn't know about? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But then I realised afterwards.
For those of you recently joining us, Barbecue Rips is Gprl Felix, fighting for the title today, or fighting to keep his championship hopes alive. He needs, well, Moraine to win the title today needs to win, or he needs to get second place and the fast lap of the Grand Prix. But yeah, this is Felix, and it's Yannick's second account, as Felix's PSN ran out, which then caused him what we thought he wouldn't be able to race, but he can, so that's all good. But I think it's
ultras.
Kevin on the ultras. Oh yeah, I have just noticed that. Thank you for that, Ryan. But we go to 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix. Bonjour, and it's lights out and away we go. Good start from Felix. Felix notoriously having good starts here in Gprl. Looks like the Toro Rossos are staying in formation. You guys ahead of his teammate Yannick down the inside, nearly making contact with Damien as he goes around the outside. Moraine has picked up places up into P6, so is Kevin, who is up in P7 on the ultras. Further back, there's Jano, with a coming together with Harrison in the Force India. I'm not sure if there's front wing damage to either of them, but looking further forward is Felix leading the pack away from Esteban, who's got ahead of his teammate you guys. Then it's Damien holding P4 with Yannick with a good start, and I believe there may have been contact there between Amar and Kevin. I'm not sure. Amar seems to be slowing, so maybe an illegal overtake as he's side by side with Karam down the Michel straight now. And Karen not with the best qualifying he's ever had, and they're going to be side by side into this big breaking point. And Rico also looking to make a move on the Williams. Down the inside he goes. Good showing there for Force India so far this race. And further back, Amar has kept ahead of Karen, but Karen may come back around the outside. He's got a good exit, and it looks like he may be able to make a move. He may even try and make a move on Kevin into the double right-hander. Can't quite make it happen on Kevin, but yeah, up ahead of Amar, last week's pole sitter. Yeah, Amar seemingly struggling a bit more than he did last time out, as Kevin goes a bit wide, so Karen may be able to pick up yet another place here today, as Amar is getting very, very close. But yeah, surprisingly, drivers kept that quite clean in the opening lap. What do you think of that, Ryan?
Yeah, it was very well held. I mean, everyone was being polite with each other at the start, so it's always good to see. You never really want to see people going out on the first lap. But I don't know what happened exactly between Jarno and Harrison. I think they maybe just, because see, with the physics in the game, sometimes if you just tap the back of a car, you can get glued to the car, and then you can't seem to get apart. So yeah, maybe it was something like that. But
from what I can see, both cars don't have damage, so they've sort of dodged a bullet there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to put Yannick in the best of moods, considering his teammate is up in P5. Yannick running a good race is actually very close to Damien now. He might have a look down the inside, down the end of the Mistral straight. Yes, he does go for it. Good move there. And the Toro Rossos are swapping around. You guys getting ahead of Esteban. And to be honest, at this point, looking very good as Kevin.
Massive contact in the chicane.
Did you see that? I believe it was.
But I think someone got hit in the back, and then I think Kevin might have got hit, and he swerved across the track, and he kind of stopped in the middle. So it wasn't really.
Oh, there's a bit of contact. Sorry to cut you off there, Ryan. But Harrison tried round the outside of Jarno, and Harrison just clipped the front wing of Jarno with his rear tyre, and a bit of a slide there from Harrison. But yeah, I don't think there's been any damage done there, as these two are still battling. Sorry to cut you off, Ryan. We will come back to you in just a minute. Harrison's going to try around the outside. If he can hold it, he'll get the inside line. That's exactly what he does. Jarno going to have the switchback on the harder tyres. DRS enabled. Drivers obviously not having it for this straight, as the side by side. This is a good battle early on in the French Grand Prix, as the side by side, the hand of anger goes up. Jarno will have to hang it round the outside. Be a good move from Jarno if he can. He does hold it. Harrison's forced off track. Fun little battle there in the opening exchange of this race. And it looks like Harrison's looking strong to come back at Jarno, as Kevin is in the pits to fix his front wing damage onto the soft tyres. Oh yes, he is. Harrison looking very aggressive in the early parts of the stages. He did cut the corner though,
so I think he would have had to give the position back.
Possibly. But yeah, good job from Jarno moving up into P9. His next car on his radar will be Amar if he can close up to him. Harrison not using DRS notably on Jarno, so maybe not wanting to pick a fight with Jarno and let him carry him along in the slipstream, maybe a good move. But meanwhile, further forward, Yannick has moved up ahead of Damien, and now is pressurising Esteban. Yannick looking strong. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Sorry, oh, there's a bit of a chain effect there, as Damien ran into the back of Yannick after he ran into the back of Esteban. That's going to give Moraine a chance down the inside of the penultimate corner. We've got quite a lot of cars very close here in the battle for P3. Damien down to P6, but still in the fight nevertheless. We've got a train of about 4 cars all very close here, and Yannick looking to get on the back of Esteban. Esteban definitely not the easiest driver to overtake in the league, as Yannick picks up a time penalty. But further forward, Ugaitz is holding P2 very nicely with a healthy gap either way. And let's talk about Felix. Ryan, what are you making of his late season performance so far?
You'd kind of, in a way, because you'd wonder where was it at the beginning of the season. If he had carried this through the whole season, you'd say that he could be on level with points with Moraine, if not ahead, if he had this sort of performances at the beginning. They could have been pretty much tied at this point.
Well, I think crucial.
Solid.
Yeah, it is incredible from Felix. But let's not speak too soon. So Yannick's still on the back of Esteban, and just going back to your point a moment ago about Felix, I think without the crash with Marcos in Mexico, I think that it could be a crucial point where he could have picked up points and maybe swung the championship in his favour. I'm not sure what your view is on that. We'll have to come back to that later. Meanwhile, Karim has closed up to Amar, who's actually got past Karim. Sorry, I've missed that with all the battling going on further ahead. But yeah, Amar finding a way past Karim. Amar looking to have some decent race pace so far, and ahead of him is the battling pack of Esteban and Co. So yeah, maybe we'll be able to see as Moraine gets a time penalty. Maybe we'll see Amar close up to them. But yeah, at the minute it's looking good for Felix to take the championship fight to the final race. Obviously, remember we do run double points for the final Grand Prix, so anything is possible at this point. And what Ryan, where are you putting Moraine in terms of today's race? Where do you think he can get back up to?
I'm thinking at least P3. I'm thinking you guys and Felix are maybe a little bit too far ahead to try and catch up to. But then again, it's still the beginning of the race. So as Moraine trying to make a double overtake, or
yeah,
he just makes it.
Nearly. But Yannick really opening up that second part of the apex. They're trying to get a better run, but it looks like Moraine's actually going to have the run on Esteban. Esteban defending the inside. He's going to have to go round the outside of this long sweeping right-hander. We've seen this come off badly before, but he's going to still hang it around the outside. Esteban gives him a proper shove there, says thank you very much, and off the track goes Moraine, and it looked as if he spun. Sorry, I think he must have got a bit of oversteer there, because it looked as if he had a right tank slapper, but that's going to promote Yannick back up to P4. And Esteban, yet again, Ryan proving he's not the easiest driver to overtake in the league.
Yeah, he can be he can be very strong in defense every now and again. So yeah, defending, that's defending of a champion there, because he knows where to be on the track at all times. Oh, I believe
bit of
Moraine hit
contact.
the back of
Yeah,
Yannick.
I saw
I'm
that
not sure.
too.
I'm seeing a little bit of lag. I don't know if you're having it as
yeah,
well.
I'm getting that too.
Okay. So
But yeah, Moraine
it's
gets
not just
past
me.
Yannick. What'd you say? Sorry.
It looks like Damien might try and get Yannick on the straight, because it looked like Yannick was
Damien.
going really slow
Yeah.
through those corners.
Yeah, it does look like, and it looks like Moraine has quite a gap to Esteban, so I don't think Moraine has DRS actually. So maybe Yana will try pop down the inside. No, not quite close enough. But this is turning out to be quite a thrilling battle for P3. Yeah, Damien looking strong. And obviously we all remember Damien for that race in Austria. He's had good pace. I think with the race in Austria, a lot of things... Oh, there's contact!
Oh!
So I'm not quite sure to what happened. I think Damien just got a bit deep. And there's front wing damage for the Haas driver, so he's going to have to pit. So that's gonna ruin his strategy, really. Oof. Sorry. There's a bit of lag there. I do apologise. I thought there was contact between Yannick and Damien. I think Yannick lagging around a little bit today. But Moraine is in hot pursuit of the Toro Rosso, Moraine's previous car from last year, and Moraine's teammate from last season. Ryan, what was it like racing against a driver of Moraine's calibre?
Well, it was also very tricky to sort of live up to the expectations of someone like Moraine. So yeah, it was really challenging for me to try and see if I could keep up with him. But at the end of the day, I think it was definitely Moraine over myself when it came to the teams. So yeah, it was very tricky, but I think I held off pretty well. But I'm not gonna say too much about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Moraine, obviously, if he wins the I say obviously, but if he wins the championship this season, on paper, I say on paper, he becomes the most decorated individual in Gprl history. And no, Moraine, I don't think he'll say no to that. But yeah, he'll be the first ever driver to win 2 championships. He'll also be the first ever driver to win back-to-back championships. Yeah, that's one to hang up on your wall. If he does so, meanwhile, Jarno has got past Karim. Karim seemingly struggling, not having that top 5 pace we've seen him with so many times this season. And he's currently down in P9. Weird to see this from Karim. I'd say it's probably the first time we've seen him with a lack of pace, or this much of a pace defect. Do you have an explanation for that, Ryan?
No, I think it might just be, you know, with all drivers, they get one of those weekends, so it could just be maybe
an off day, maybe.
Maybe it doesn't feel like as on form as he'd hope, but these things happen with that. So I wouldn't say this is a summary of his overall performance. I would say it's just maybe a one-off.
Definitely. Maybe an anomalous result for Karen, but there's still a long way to go in the Grand Prix. As we look further forward, Moraine and Esteban, very aggressive defending from the Toro Rosso. Meanwhile, further back, Yannick and Damien are battling. As there's a yellow flag in Sector 2, it's Enrico who's gone off at the end of Sector 1. I feared for a moment that was Moraine, but is Damien getting past Yannick. Yannick struggling so far this race, but Damien with that front wing damage being able to muscle his way back through, that's quite an achievement for the Haas driver. But yeah, what did you make of that defending there from Esteban?
Oh, it was very aggressive. You'd think it would have maybe been a Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo Baku moment there where Moraine could have gone into the back of him, but I would say that at the beginning it was fine, but I think towards the braking zone it got a little bit too aggressive because it looked like he was still turning to the inside in the braking zone.
Thank you for that.
That's just my sort of view from it, but it could have been different for them. Yeah,
obviously we will investigate everything after the race, so hopefully we do have current AOR F1 driver now, Casper, who is our head steward. Shout out to you, Casper. Casper's been doing a good job so far in AOR this time round. I say this time round, he's just stepped up to F1, he's doing an incredible job. But here goes Moraine on Esteban. He gets that moved on a lot easier than before, as Esteban has a little look under braking. I thought he was going to go back for it, and he gets a good exit, and there's contact, nearly a spin, well held there by Moraine. But this is really holding Moraine up at this point. It's currently 6.5 seconds as Esteban goes back through on Moraine, and Esteban, he's holding the position well, to be fair to him, but it's really holding Moraine up. 7 seconds now is the gap. Oof, big moment there for you guys. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1 and Enrico is out of the session, so struggling on his return to Gprl. But looking further forward, I think Felix has really hit the chill mode button, because he's 3 seconds ahead. His tyres look better than everyone else's, and I think would you say, Ryan, that he's comfortable in this position?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you've got Ugaits behind him, but I don't think Ugaits is putting up too much of a fight. But yeah, I think Felix can sort of relax for a little bit, because he knows that Moraine, or he probably doesn't know that Moraine's under a little bit of trouble, and because they don't have to worry about the constructors, it's all about the drivers now. So I don't think Felix will be too worried about Moraine at the moment, because they have the constructors title. So
yeah, obviously these two talking.
It'll just be about personal pride now.
Exactly, and it looks like Moraine coming back at Esteban again, round the outside. Goes Moraine down the Mistral straight and up into P3, but can Esteban get a good run again? It doesn't look to be a terrible exit out the corner, and he does have the slipstream. He's got overtake mode engaged also, so maybe we'll see Esteban have another pop at Moraine. Will he look to the inside? He will look to the inside. This will be a good move if he can pull it off. He's quite awkwardly on the curbing, but he does stick a nose up, and this has been a fair battle so far. There's a bit of contact there. Both drivers remain on the track, as good defending there from Moraine, but Esteban looking to get a move.